Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Jeff with One Uprise, where we are talking about a marketing revolution and life solutions. A quick vid today, as quick as I can make it. What's the topic? The topic is picking a niche or a niche. You can call it a niche if you wanted to call it a niche. Call it whatever you want, but it's important to have. I'm not gonna say it's essential, but certainly important. A lot of people they pick their niche, and it's not working. So don't worry about the niche. If your niche isn't working, pick a different niche. But it's some really good nuts and bolts stuff. Something to start off with. Why do you want to pick your niche? What is a niche? Well, let's start off with what is a niche. A niche is essentially your target market. It's going to have something to do with what you're interested in. So if you've been watching these videos in sequence, you've already taken the time, you made some time for yourself to really seriously ask yourself the question, what do you really, really want? And if you've been able to answer that question, which is not necessarily an easy question to answer, but I'm assuming that you've been able to answer that question. That question, that information, that answer is going to be relevant to what your niche is. Essentially, it's going to tell you what your, quite possibly could tell you what your niche is. But if it doesn't, that doesn't mean that you can't figure it out easily enough. What are your interests? What do you, if you could be doing anything in your free time, what would you be doing? That's a great question to ask, to figure out what your niche is. So the niche of this channel is marketing, more specifically online marketing. So I talk a lot about marketing for small business owners. I talk a lot about affiliate marketing. I talk a lot about the concepts of marketing. I talk a lot about the concepts of marketing that I endorse, that I believe in, that makes sense to me compared to commercial marketing, which a lot of the same ideas, but used to a different end. So if you're familiar with, if you're a business person, you have a business, you're probably aware that the niche is something that you have to have to really compose a business plan. Now, you don't have to have a business plan, okay? You just don't. If you were trying to get a retail space, a piece of real estate that is that's going to be your place of business. If you're shopping around for investors, then yeah, it makes sense to have a business plan, because a lot of these people, they want to see your business plan. They want to see your 5-year business plan. They want to see who your niche is. That being, who is your target audience? Who are your consumers? Who are you appealing to? Okay, so that's essentially what a niche is. It's your target audience. It's the group of consumers that you're building your business to provide a service or a product for. But let's take a closer look at that, okay? Because I'm really talking about an important piece of information that is going to be about creating an economy. All right, you are creating an economy with your niche, with the audience that you are, with the group that you're targeting, the group that you want to appeal to. These are the people that you want an exchange with, a give and take with, right? They're going to be the people that have that common interest. And just to give some examples, of what I mean by this interest. If you like hiking, if you like traveling, if you like health, these are the things that are going to determine your niche. If you like health, your niche is going to be within the health field. Now you can specialize. You can be a little more detailed in terms of your niche, and it's not a bad idea either. that is actually encouraged to try to differentiate you from your so-called competition. So, if you're in the health industry, for example, and you're selling a workout program, for example, maybe you want to your niche is going to be focused on people in a certain age group, or males or females, or pregnant females, or elderly adults, or people who are in some kind of physical therapy. So that's a different niche. And as you establish yourself in that niche, you become known within that niche, then you become the go-to person, the go-to company for people who have an interest in health, have an interest in fitness. So that's a very broad topic. Health and fitness is it's just the topic I'm using as an example, but it can be anything. But if I am a pregnant woman, and I need to know something about fitness for pregnant women, I don't want to know just any fitness person, right? I want to know if there's somebody who specializes in fitness for pregnant women. That's my go-to person. Okay, so that's why you want to figure out what your niche is. It's also a way to conserve time, money, and energy. So you're not doing what I'll use an analogy. It's called water the world. You're not watering the world. That's like a gardening or farming analogy, I think. But so essentially it means, like, if you have a raised bed garden, or if you don't know what a raised bed garden is, like let's say you have a pot of flowers, okay? And so you've got your water, and you ran that water through a compost filter, so this water's full of all these nutrients, and it took you a week to really get this really powerful. Don't have garden terminology for this analogy, but yeah, this is some super water, right? Super water. You don't want to just dump that into the ground, okay? Like if you have your flowers planted in the ground, because your flowers get a little bit, but so do the grass and the worms and any weeds, any roots that are under the ground, running through there. They're all taking those nutrients, and really you just wanted your flower to get those nutrients. So when you put it in a pot, right, that's a way to cultivate something that you specifically want to give attention to, okay? And cultivate is the perfect word. That's why I use that analogy, because cultivate contains the same root word as culture. All right, also contains the same root word as cult, right? Don't freak out about that word. We're going to actually use that word in a positive light, right? Because it just essentially means something that to the exclusion of everything else. And so if you're focusing on your niche to the exclusion of everything else, you're going to develop something like perhaps a cult-like following. But though, again, we're using that word in a very positive light here, not a negative light. It's not like we are developing an exclusion, not only to the cost of any benefiting anybody from the outside, or allowing anybody from the outside in, but at the cost of what is actually inside. But no, quite on the contrary, it's truly a cultivation, a caring, a growth process, a nurturing process, a long-term relationship, a long-term give and take with a very specific group, all right, a specific population that you're giving your attention to. And this is key too, because when you have this understanding of what it means to really have a viable niche, you understand more of what I was saying before, of what it means to be developing your own economy, okay? Because your niche is essentially going to be an economical hierarchy, You're serving your niche, all right? They're not there to serve your needs. Again, it's not like the cult. They're not there to serve you. Okay, no, it's on the contrary. You're there to serve them. What they want, that's what you provide them. All right, and so you create a feedback loop, a positive feedback loop with your niche. You listen to your niche, and they'll direct you in the right way. All right. So I talked about the cultivation, and culture. So this goes back to what you're interested in. Like what do you like to do? What are your interests? That's large in part what comprises your culture, right? So you're going to have a shared culture with your niche, hopefully. I would really encourage you to try to pick a niche where you do have a shared culture. Don't just think that you're going to be a savvy business person and you figured out a niche and nobody else is doing that. So then you're going to create a niche, but you don't really care about these people, or not in the sense that you're invested, not in the sense that you can have a compassion, a common passion, a common feeling with them. So you feel their pain. You when they say something, when you say I understand, you really do understand. You stand under that truth. You're seeing it truly the way they are seeing it, and so it's not you saying, "Oh, I understand," in a sense of that's just supposed to be good business etiquette. That's polite business etiquette. If somebody comes to me with a complaint, I'm supposed to be able to say, "Oh, I understand. Yes. Well, let's see what we can do for you." But that's a lot different than having true compassion, having a common passion, a common feeling what they're feeling, going through what they're going through. Being a part of that population, being a part of that body, being a part of that culture. So when your niche is that, when you start developing an economy along those lines, that give and take, that exchange is going to have a tremendously profound dynamic, a long-lasting dynamic. Okay, we're playing the long game here. So over time, so when the market goes up and down, up and down, up and down, they're going to be with you. They're going to be with you. They're going to be with you. You're going to be with them. You're going to be with them, and they'll still be looking to you to do business. They'll cut costs other places, but they'll continue to attend to you as you continue to attend to them. So that's very critical. Going on 12 and a half minutes. I don't want to make this video too long. I thought I was going to cut it even shorter, but this also has something. This creating your own economy has something to do with really being on top of what it means to have an appropriate amount of production. Okay, so you're not producing content or products and then going out and trying to create consumers. That's a huge problem in the commercial industries. And I understand that there's changes being made. The commercial world changes slow. Wouldn't expect them to do anything else, but there's smart people out there who are recognizing that they're making those changes. But being in a smaller business, working for ourselves, right? Working for ourselves, we can change fast, and that's part of our effectiveness. That's part of our power. You can do that. You have that ability to make those choices, to have that power. You're really able to just produce in accordance in economy to the numbers of your niche, in reflection to the demands of your niche. All right, or your niche, however you want to say it. So I think that's some good info. All right, that's some good info. Please drop your comments below. Tell me what you think. Hit all the right buttons. Hit the bell icon over there, I guess, maybe to be notified of future videos. Hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. And until next time, thank you.